Are you a breastfeeding mom and wondering if it's possible to get pregnant while breastfeeding? In this video, I'm going to cover the basics of how ovulation works during breastfeeding and what you need to know before trying to conceive. 1. What is the likelihood of becoming pregnant while breastfeeding? The likelihood of becoming pregnant while breastfeeding is relatively low. Breastfeeding can suppress ovulation, which means that a woman may not release an egg every month and therefore won't be able to become pregnant. However, it is important to note that fertility rates while breastfeeding can vary from person to person. Some women may experience regular ovulation cycles while breastfeeding, meaning they are more likely to become pregnant even though they are still nursing their baby. 2. How does breastfeeding affect ovulation and fertility? Breastfeeding can affect ovulation and fertility in a variety of ways. In general, breastfeeding acts as a natural form of birth control by suppressing the production of hormones that are responsible for releasing an egg during ovulation. This is referred to as lactational amenorrhea. For this reason, many women rely on natural family planning or the breastfeeding method as a form of contraception while they are exclusively breastfeeding their baby. However, it is important to note that the suppression of ovulation can be unpredictable and may not always occur. Factors such as frequency and duration of feedings, amount and quality of nutritional intake, stress levels, sleep patterns, physical activity level, hormonal balance, and the baby's age can all play a role in determining when ovulation will occur. For these reasons, it is important to be aware of your body's signals and to consult with a doctor or lactation specialist if you have any concerns about when ovulation may resume. 3. Is it possible to get pregnant during exclusive breastfeeding? It is possible to get pregnant while exclusively breastfeeding, though it is considered a form of natural birth control due to the low probability. The hormone prolactin inhibits ovulation and delays the return of menstrual cycles in nursing mothers. This contraceptive effect seems to be most effective when women are breastfeeding more than 8 times per day and nursing for at least 6 months postpartum. However, there have been cases where women who have strictly adhered to the conditions of exclusive breastfeeding have still become pregnant. Therefore, it is important for nursing mothers to be aware that pregnancy can still happen even during exclusive breastfeeding and take appropriate precautions if desired. Additionally, ovulation may return earlier if mothers start supplementing their baby's feedings with formula or solids. 4. What changes should a breastfeeding mother expect in her menstrual cycle? A breastfeeding mother should expect her menstrual cycle to be different than it was before she gave birth. Ovulation may not be as regular or reliable, and a woman may notice fewer signs of menstruation in general. Generally speaking, the longer a woman breastfeeds without supplementing formula, the less likely she is to ovulate and have her period return. That said, some mothers may find that their menstrual cycles start to stabilize again as early as 3 to 6 months after giving birth, and sometimes even sooner. In any case, it's important for a breastfeeding mother to track her own individual pattern in order to better understand when she is most likely to ovulate and become fertile again. 5. Are there any warning signs that indicate a woman may become pregnant while breastfeeding? Yes, there are some warning signs that indicate a woman may become pregnant while breastfeeding. These include missed periods, rapid return of fertility, menstruation returning more quickly than expected, and sexual activity without contraception. If any of these signs appear, it is best to check with a doctor or healthcare professional right away. Furthermore, if your baby's growth appears to slow down or they are not able to nurse as often due to decreased milk supply, this could also be a sign of pregnancy. It is important to discuss any changes in your health with your healthcare provider for further guidance. It is also important to know that even though you can become pregnant while breastfeeding, it does not necessarily mean that you will become pregnant during this period. With proper contraception and planning, it is possible to avoid becoming pregnant while breastfeeding. 6. How soon after giving birth can a woman become pregnant while still breastfeeding? Since lactation suppresses ovulation, The average woman can delay her return to fertility for several months if she continues exclusive breastfeeding. Most women will resume normal ovulatory cycles within 5 to 6 months after childbirth and can become pregnant soon afterward. However, each woman is different, and their individual physiology may determine when they begin to ovulate again. It's important to keep in mind that even though a woman may still be breastfeeding exclusively, pregnancy is possible at any time if they're not using contraception. Therefore, it's important to discuss family planning options with your healthcare provider as soon as possible after giving birth in order to ensure that you're adequately protected against unintended pregnancy. 7. What methods can a breastfeeding mother use to track her ovulation and fertility? A breastfeeding mother can track her ovulation and fertility in a number of ways. She can use ovulation prediction kits, basal body temperature charts, cervical mucus tracking, or ovulation calculator apps. Ovulation prediction kits measure the amount of luteinizing hormone LH in the urine, which indicates when a woman is approaching ovulation. These tests are available over the counter at most pharmacies. Basal body temperature charting requires taking morning temperatures with a special thermometer to detect slight changes that indicate when ovulation is likely. Cervical mucus monitoring looks for patterns and changes in the color and consistency of cervical fluid throughout the menstrual cycle, which can indicate ovulation. Lastly, using an ovulation calculator app can help track ovulation and fertility based on the mother's menstrual cycle. Each of these methods can be used to help a breastfeeding mother identify her most fertile days. It is important to note that even if a woman is breastfeeding exclusively, she may still experience some changes in her fertility due to other hormones not associated with lactation. In conclusion, breastfeeding and ovulation are closely connected. It is possible for a woman to become pregnant while she is still breastfeeding if the proper contraception methods are not used. However, with careful tracking of her fertility cycle using various tools such as ovulation prediction kits, basal body temperature charts, cervical mucus monitoring, or an ovulation calculator app, a breastfeeding mother can identify her most fertile days and take necessary precautions against unintended pregnancy. We hope this video has been helpful in understanding the relationship between breastfeeding and ovulation better. If you have any more questions about this topic, feel free to leave them down below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content on health topics just like these.